Hey, what's up guys, it's Nick from Fit Futures here with yet another answer to yet another question. Today's question comes from Trevor down in Fiordland. Nick, what happens when a client asks you something and you don't know the answer to it? What do you do? This is a very, very good question, and this is something that comes up a lot, especially in my capacity as a tutor, especially while working with face-to-face students or in workshops. Students are naturally inquisitive, and your clients will be too. What I mean by that is they will quiz you on certain things. They will ask you the whys behind the hows, and it is important that we have answers to those questions. For example, you might prescribe a certain exercise, and then you might introduce a variation to that exercise a little further along the track. The client may say to you, Nick, why am I now performing this variation when I was quite enjoying the other one? And you may say, well, this is because we want to progressively overload things in order to keep your progress from declining, right? So it's just a way of varying things up perhaps. But there's way more tricky questions where that came from. If you don't know anything, it is important to do one of two things, in my opinion. If a client was to ask you a question and you didn't know the answer to it, it's not to say that you don't know the answer to it. Perhaps it's something that you think you might know the answer to, but you're not entirely sure. Feel free to opt out at that point and tell the client that you'll get back to him on it. Go away and do a bit of research. Probably a good thing anyway in terms of professional development, upskilling, and ensuring that you're staying up with trends and the latest learnings from various academic literature. So go away, do a little bit of research, and find the answers to those particular questions. Now, the other thing that you can do, and this is what I do quite a bit of if I don't know the answer to a question, is I'll do my best Jeremy Clarkson impression from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire UK. You know the one where they ask him to be their lifeline, and they say, Jeremy, I want to ask you the answer to the question. And he typically says, if he doesn't know, I don't know, but this is what I think. And then he proceeds to give them a somewhat educated, not guess, but an educated response to their question. Now, I do that quite a bit. I'll say, guys, look, I don't know, but this is what I think. And then based on the knowledge that I do have handy, I will provide them with an answer. But I'll tell them not to take my word for it necessarily. Then what do I do? Well, of course, I'm going to go away and I'm going to research it because I'm the type of individual that just has to know the answer to these questions. And then once I find out, I'll go back to them and say, you know what, I was right. This is exactly what it was. Or I'll say, I was slightly off. This is the answer to your question. It's important that we are dealing with clients in a way that is transparent. So when they are asking questions of us, it is important to find the answers for them because they are coming to us for the answers. And a lot of the times it is questions that maybe we should know or we could know. And maybe the answer to a question means that you learn. Maybe the answer to a question leads you to another service that you can offer somewhere down the track if you were to become specialized in that. So give that some thought. Make sure that we're not shying away from answering questions, but make sure that we are appropriately answering the questions because we cannot be seen to be providing misinformation. And that really is the take-home point there, guys. So keep an eye out for future videos. Click the link if you're interested in viewing more. And of course, if you have any questions that you would like answered, please feel free to get in touch. Until next time, guys, stay well.